So I want to share this with you. This I copy and pasted from Allie, the Cosmic Space Witch. She puts this on her YouTube videos. Um, I absolutely love her because her knowledge is so in depth with the archetypal energy that goes way beyond any type of astrology that you would read in a magazine or pop culture articles whatsoever. And so what she says is the houses are in opposition and they will balance each other. So this is how it works. If you have seen any of my posts online where I would talk about the wheel of life, I would say, okay, if we're feeling resistance and frustration to measuring macros and we don't want to do it, it's not the macros that are the issue, because there are people all around the world that feel very comfortable and actually feel good measuring their macros. Measuring actually makes them feel free. So when I thought about that, I was like, oh, well, frustration around macros is actually just frustration in me. And because I'm focused on the macros, because I'm attached to the outcome, which is my dream body, that's why I'm frustrated with macros. So, where else in my life am I frustrated? And where else in my life can I work on frustration so that when it comes to doing macros, I'm not so frustrated? I have less resistance. So, I was using that example a lot and using the wheel of life. But when I heard Allie say this, I was like, this is way easier to just use it as a code of oppositional energy instead of us having to figure out like where we can go do it, which obviously you can go and do it no problem. Like if you think about another area, like for me, frustration would show up in my bookkeeping. So I'm very diligent with my binder where I have the months organized for the whole year. I have a scratch piece of paper that I staple all my receipts to. I punch holes in all of my bills so that when it comes time to do my taxes, I have every single month organized. It's so easy to just get things done. So that's just a really small example of where I cleared up frustration in another area of my life because I wanted to have less resistance with the macros. So you can definitely do that in areas of your life that you automatically feel some of these inner child emotions that you can identify to help release some of the resistance to your dream body. And then also when you're doing this astrology stuff, you could also recognize like, oh my God, yeah, like this Lilith thing, this Chiron thing. I see this emotion. I recognize this feeling in me. Where else is it in my life beyond my eating and my exercise habits? And you could do that stuff there. But in the context of using your astrology as just a very simple binary code, remember, like it's masculine, feminine energy. Here we have 12 houses, which the six work together oppositionally. So if I'm thinking about my Chiron in my second house, the house of possessions, money, and values. Okay, well, if I'm too close to that subject where I'm not able to work on these emotions, well, I can go look at my eighth house, death, rebirth, and transformation. And that's going to like loosen up the energy around manifesting money, around fulfilling and living by my values, the things that we're fulfilling from our voids of childhood. So perfect. So what do I feel about death, rebirth, and transformation? I can use that my Lilith placement for that. And then ironically, my Lilith placement is in the eighth house, and it complements my Chiron. So it's like where can I really look at how I feel about inner alchemy and spirituality so that I can manifest with my Chiron magnetism? And where can I create value for people or create value or live within the values of myself of how I feel about spirituality and the balance of patriarchy and matriarchy? And so this really just gives us more of an objective experience to the inner work.